All right. Hey guys, can you hear me all right? Sound check. Awesome. Let's make sure comments are working. I'll wait till there's just a few people on here. All right, sounds good. Awesome. So, what I was gonna do is just do a quick update, but since I'm already got everything out in the open, I think we'll just go through it. Let's give me another beat, and then I had bullet points I was just gonna go through because it's been a while, but I'm gonna go through them. But I'm also gonna go through the contact. I know it's been since April, so guys, welcome to the Lion Connection. I'm your host, Alexander John Tullock, and I'm going to be bringing you all the contact that I've been sitting on since April. So we had episode 44 on April 2nd. So this will be episode 45. Hey, what's going on? It's last minute, so a lot of you guys are probably going to catch it this evening or whenever you play the video. But we're going to go through the contact now. It's just so much to go through and my experiences. I went on a trip recently into the jungles in Central America, and also we've had a ton of contact and a lot of information, light and dark. We're going to go through it. And I'm actually, just to give you guys a heads up, I'm going to go ahead and publish in August. So August will be book 1. September, we're looking for book 2. And then that'll lead to the actual contact manuscripts. So by January, my goal is by January to have my recent trip to the Yucatan in Central America, that will be called Contact in the Yucatan. That book, and then the manuscripts themselves, starting all the way back from 2014-ish, 13, if I can get back that far with the old stuff, but 2014 all the way to the present. We're on 4 manuscripts, so those are 4 different books. I'm going to try to squeeze them together, and I'm working on the issue with the Law 18 with images. So I have an amazing, fantastic artist that can reproduce images, and you'll be seeing a lot more of him. He goes by the name Cosmic 23. I'll give out his name when I get permission from him to give out his full name. He did some Joe Rogan cartoon things, and he's done a whole bunch of cool stuff, but he's a really fantastic artist. We've become close friends. He's come to my home multiple times. He's a great guy. But anyways, he's going to help me out with the art aspect of it, and I'm going to see what I can put out and not put out. Yeah, whoop whoop, Cosmic 23. So guys, there is so much. So we'll dive into the trip. I got sick while I was on the trip. I know, and I do apologize, I haven't talked to you guys in a long time. There's much, I mean, just in the world, every time we talk, it gets crazier and crazier. But the good guys are winning, right? So, so we'll go into all that too, with all this. Let me just say it. I'm a kind of a loner. Like, I know a lot of people and I talk to a lot of people and stuff, but really and I read everybody's works, but when it comes to like just real life and talking with people, there's a lot. It's just kind of like high school, and it's like really dumb to where everyone has their like egos and their personal, and one part of their mouth they're like love and light, and the other part they're attacking someone, and it's just nuts. And everybody's like on a different page. Everyone's important, right? So I sound hypocritical because they call me a liar and prince, but it is what it is. I give it to you black and white. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. There's a lot of embarrassing stuff I've said about my own personal stuff in this because I believe in the transparency, and I just want, if it says it, it says, unless there's like a critical thing where they're like, hey, and that's what part of this is why there's been a delay. Hey, if you say this, you're giving it to the enemy, and the enemy has it, and then it puts us into a situation. I know right now there's 11 people on. Tonight there may be 40 people that view this, or 60 people. But I will tell you this, when I do a live, I'm monitored, from all angles. Extraterrestrial, terrestrial, governments, all kinds of stuff, and then weird stuff starts happening. So I think we've had such a great gap since April that I can share some of the information that I've been trying to share. Hey, what's going on, Alexandra? Dang, there's so many people I've missed, and I missed you guys. It's been crazy. So let's jump right into it. We'll just do a full-blown episode 45. It's a full-blown episode 45. Some of you guys out there, I just to let you know, I'm still holding the pulse on the world, and I haven't been very involved as I usually am in with current events, because it's getting to the point where there's such a fork in the road where you have so much going on in the community, from extraterrestrials to you name it, to terrestrial things that are going on, and bad things that are just happening on the planet. I will say, and I've always said this, and you can go back to episode 1, it's all intertwined. I just saw an update. Tara sent me, Corey Good just sent something out, and a couple other people, with the looking glass and all these other things. Some of them I feel are on the money. Corey was talking about the same things that I talk about, where, ironically, where it's all intertwined, when it comes to religion and extraterrestrials and demonic and possessions and channeling, all that stuff. It's all intertwined. It's all part of a slice of say, like a pizza pie, and you have all these slices. It's not this slice or this slice. It's all intertwined. And a lot of people want to go ahead and die on that road where or on that hill, they die on that, and they go, no, it's only this over here, and that is a psyop. And believe it or not, it's all intertwined. And it's really like old Contact talks about. It's Christos versus Antichristos. And it's different layers and levels and dimensions of these forces. And it is a war, and it's very fluid. And anyone telling you that the good guys, it's all done, and we're far from it. I think the great deception is going to be, people are going to be so built up on Contact that they know that, wow, this is really happening. We're seeing ships. We're seeing this. That they automatically label it as the light or good. And I believe, this is my opinion, and based on what Contact, the first showing, the first unveil, the first contact, some people or in some groups are calling it, is going to be the opposite of what you think it is. I believe not the good guys are going to be coming up first. I think the good guys come in at the end, and it'll be on the surface at that point. But I think people are going to be like, yes, finally, it's amazing that this is happening. Do you see, there are ships, and we're having first contact right now. So automatically, people are going to put aside that it could be anything nefarious. That's negative thoughts. You're giving out dark energy. No, being a realistic person with it's not all rainbows and unicorns, and there is a war going on. There is a reason why there is conflict, because there's a battlefield. This planet is a battlefield. It's one of many. Now a lot of people are seeing these the Webb telescope, and they're just realizing, like regular people who are just, I guess, awakening or just waking up to the possibility of other life out there, and they're like, wow, look at how many galaxies and trillions of galaxies, and every galaxy has trillions of stars, that hurricane in space, and the center of it sometimes is a black hole. And we can go into black holes, that's a whole other thing. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through bullet points, and then we'll go into contact. You guys want to hear about my trip first? So I was like, I need to go and scout. I was going to go to Argentina. I had a medical thing, because you guys know all my organs are, if you took a x-ray or a picture of me, all my organs are not where your organs are, because I had to have surgeries because I had a malrotation. And then my gallbladder went bad, and it's not totally bad yet, but it's like coming and going. And when it happens, I'm like down for the count for a couple weeks. So I dropped some weight. They were going to do a surgery, and they were like, you can't go all the way to Argentina, 27 hours of flying, of going, So I picked in the jungles, and I wanted to explore a lot of archaeological sites. I've read a lot of books about the Mayans and the Olmecs and the different ancient societies. And I was like, I want to go to the jungle. I kind of want to explore, and I kind of want to be somewhere where 4.5 hour flight, if there's an emergency, is doable, and not like a 27 hour, I'm in a third world country and I'm trapped because it's winter time, where I was going to be going. So we went to the jungle, and I said, I got a bunch of books, because there's a famous archaeologists and explorers who went through the Central America and into the Yucatan, and from over 150 years ago, and they wrote about their discoveries. And I kind of read through their traveling. I kind of wanted to see the different travel points of where I went as well, where they discovered things all the way in the 1800s. And I went to your classic seventh wonder of the world, the temple there. So I flew into Cancun, and I don't like tourist areas, and then I traveled 3.5 hours through the jungle. And we were in the Chichen Itza, Uxmal in the southwest, and then southern part of the Yucatan. And by the first night, I was so ill from my blood pressure, and I just did too much that day. I was sweating profusely, and I took some pictures, and I went right to bed, right? And the next day, I went into the temple area, because I literally stayed at a hacienda, which it's a 45 square kilometers, the original city, and I was a 12-minute walk through the jungle to the temple. And when you go to the main area of the temple, it's UNESCO kind of controls all these sites, and you're in this, like, in the main part. But as soon as you go off on a path into the jungle, it's literally like you would see in a National Geographic thing, where you would see like parts of temples not excavated yet in the jungle, half sticking out of the ground. And these things are massive. And the UNESCO, who controls the sites, they're kind of like, even the guides that you will get down there, they'll be like, well, the archaeologists say, and UNESCO says this. But our shamans, and I met a few shamans from local villages, the shamans and like the people say other things. And what we found out is, as I'm exploring and I'm seeing these red handprints on these, and I'm like, I mean, well, contact confirmed it, but it's like there's got to be multiple civilizations that had to have lived through these different eras, and there has to be giants involved here that are building some of these things. There has to be. There's just no other way they're moving this stuff. So, and I did get contact, and it does talk about that, and we'll go through that while I was there. So that's why it's called Contact in the Yucatan. So that night, when I was at the Seventh Wonder of the World, they were having a light show, and I just wanted to experience that like tourist part of it where they shine a light on the temple, and I'm watching, but I'm looking at the sky, and I saw 8 ships, no joke, 8 ships at 9 p.m. for that hour, right? So as I'm talking to local shaman in these villages, and I mean they're poor villages in the jungle. I mean they don't have doors, they have hammocks just hanging in a one-room cinder block thing. These mud huts with adobe and like the real deal. Like in the jungle, when you walk right in, there's literally banana trees, there's pineapple, there's papayas, there's just growing wild, there's monkeys. It's crazy. It's just like what you would hear in a movie, you know, in jungle sounds. It's like that, but 10 times more. And as I'm writing about this and I'm finding out, I asked the shamans, I said, do you guys normally see these balls of lights, or you see these ships or these things that are flying over? And they were like, actually, the other night, so they were talking about the night that I was at the Seventh Wonder of the World. They said, we normally see them, but not as much as we've seen in the last couple of days. And I'm not saying it's because of me, but did contact me, and they were telling me about the increased activity, and that these ancients knew that I was there, and these kings, so plural, there's multiple, and they welcome with open arms, and they were kind of like saying that these aren't my people, but that these lights, a ball of light, so 2 times when I was there, a ball of light came down into the jungle. I heard a crash, and you could see this ball of light. And that's happened to me one other time, about 2016, 2017. Julia and I were in the back of our old house. We saw the ball light come into the woods and going in between these trees and stuff. And that was my first experience of a ball of light. And I mean, when I say a ball of light, it's pretty big. And to be going really quick through the trees and in between. Well, anyways, so there are these things called cenotes, and there are thousands of them around the Yucatan. And basically, the jungle's built up on limestone. The limestone is underneath them, so they don't have rivers and streams. They get their fresh water it's a whole cavern system that runs through the whole peninsula of the Yucatan, along with fresh water. And these cenotes are holes in the ground that are huge. They're like, say, like a football field across, or half a football field across, and it goes through the jungle floor, through the limestone, and it's fresh water. And a lot of human sacrifices happen in different locations in these cenotes. You can swim in these cenotes. There are bones at the bottom of they go about, the max is like 90 meters max. So, a lot of them are like 30 meters, 20 meters. Well, anyways, a lot of people are reporting in the local area where they'll see fireballs, like literally, like not a shooting star where it's like literal fireballs slow down and they'll lower and go into these cenotes. And then they can even see certain ships that you could see porthole windows. So my theory is, well, there must be an entrance to like the inner earth through these cenotes. And they talk about the election, which are like these short, there were giants, and then they were talking about these little people that were like 3 feet tall, that had little, like if you go to some of these pyramids, they're little tiny rooms where they stayed along with the giants, and they were built for little beings. Well, here's where it gets even crazier, right? This is even more nuts. So how about this? So a local shaman, who most of the villages go see her, and I have it on record. So eventually I got permission to play the whole thing. I did an interview with the shaman. She's probably in her 80s, early 90s, and her name is Julia, which is Julia, and she did the local like a cleansing on me, and I have pictures of that. And when I did the interview, I was asking her a bunch of questions, because the shamans deal with like the local medicine out of the jungle and the different things that they use. And I said, what kind of experiences, you've been around for a long time, what have you seen when it comes to, because a lot of people just don't come up there asking about, UFOs, lights, or fireballs or anything. They're there to either be healed, or they're there just to see the tourist trap part and not go in the jungle, and they're not exploring, they're not meeting the local people and talking with them and the children, all that. So I'm doing all that kind of stuff, and I asked her, and she said, yeah, the lights that we normally see, so what they normally see, has increased dramatically in the last few days. And also she was talking about at 11 p.m. Now this is where it's crazy, because a lot of contact I get is at 11:11 or in the 11th hour. She was talking about how after the place closes down, because they have security and stuff, but believe me, remember, it's 45 square kilometers of the city, half buried in the jungle, and then, the main spots, tourists come every day and they look and blah, blah, blah. Well, around the main royal grounds, and even where I was staying, there was like a cave where the royal shaman would be in ancient times. And I took pictures. You could see that on the Lion Connection. Well, she was saying that in the 11th hour, around 11:11, and this, they don't have I didn't see a TV in 2 weeks when I was there. There was no phone, there was no electronics, there's nothing in those local areas, those poor villages. And she's talking about, they hear horses, and horses aren't native until the Spaniards arrive in the 1500s. There'll be like a horse sounding, and they'll hear like where it almost sounds like commotion going on within the temples, to the point where they're used to hearing this on a level of where they think it may be bad, where they do protection things and all kinds of stuff. But they experience these noises and sounds and balls of light that are going, and a lot of times they see them go through the walls of the temple. They'll see light, and it'll actually literally go through the staircase and come back out, and it's around the 11th hour. So that's really strange, right? So I'm putting all together, I'm giving you a lot of information. But basically, that'll all be in my book that I'm writing currently, called Contact in the Yucatan. I took amazing images. I'm going to make sure that all my images are the book is going to be, even if it's going to cost, I'm not going to really make much off of it, but I'm going to have to put more money into making sure, like, all these color images and how beautiful, I want it to be a beautiful piece of exploration. I've only seen one other book in the local area, and it was about a doctor. She's an Indian doctor from Montana, and she did, and I have one of her books here. She's called, Clark. Artie Skykiller Clark. She's a doctor, and she's from Montana. She's retired professor from the university. And she's gone through the Central America interviewing the natives they typically don't want to be, they don't open up to outsiders unless you're like Indo, but for whatever reason, because I showed them some things and explained some things, they were very happy to have deep conversations, and I was able to be a part of a ritual. I was able to be a part of an interview. I was able to come and hang out with these village different personalities and people and explain to me something that they see all the time, but they kind of keep it to themselves. And so I'm going to document all that and put it inside that book. So, okay, enough of the adventure. Since we're on it, I'll just go into the contact that I did receive while I was there. We'll knock that part out. Let's see. So here we go. I wasn't expecting to do a full episode, but I do have enough put together to where I can just present that to you. So I did receive a message because I was beginning to write, right? And my goal was, when I had downtime, let me go ahead and start while it's fresh in my mind vividly. So some of this is personal. Some of it might not make it into the book, but I'm just going to read because I'm transparent like that, even if it's a little embarrassing. So just this little piece so you can get some context, because when contact responds, they actually respond to what I was writing. So I said, I'm just going to jump right in here. This is personal notes I'm writing, right? Thinking it was morning, back to heavy dreams and repeated until an hour ago. I took a shower and noticed swelling was gone. So this is the next day from when I first arrived and I was in rough shape. Noticed the swelling was gone in my ankles. Weakness and hypertension was gone. I feel stronger today. Going to eat an extreme light breakfast, then going to Chichen Itza, the temples through the jungle. I could see the path already from where I stay. Little emotional this morning. Yesterday was a bitch. Sorry. Getting here, 3-hour drive through the jungle. We passed a couple of villages, otherwise no life, except construction workers improving road system. This place is beyond expectations. A truly magnificent gem in the jungle. I tear up just realizing how special this place is. I wanted to see stars last night, but I was that bad off. Today I feel like a new man. We shall see what happens. I want to adventure now, but I await for Julia, because she was not up yet. Laugh out loud. I hear parrots, weird spiders I've never seen before, and monkeys I can hear, but I have not seen yet. It literally sounds like a jungle in the movies, exactly like that, but better. Everything is alive and wet or moist, thus should be some weak, and it goes on. But here's the point. When I started to tear up, because I'm the type of guy, like, whatever I experience, I'm all in, like, right? So I'm absorbing all this, I'm soaking it all in, I'm literally there. I'm literally where I was reading about all these different books on mostly archaeology and exploration, and the doctor's book. And I was just like, whoa, this is surreal. I'm actually here. I can touch it. I can smell it. I can see it. I can hear it. So I was getting a little misty-eyed, and that's just who I am. So what? And so let's get into contact. So this is, so the second day that I'm there, I get contact, and it said, don't cry. So they knew I was crying because I was overwhelmed. And they said, disappear until calm clears. Kings with open arms, ask for your eyes. Now, contact has told me I was born blind, and I am. If I take my contacts out, I literally can't see this close. But also, I was born blind in the sense that wisdom is another form of sight, of seeing, and I was blind, and I started seeing things as in before contact. When I was in like 8-9 years old, I knew what was going on in the world. Let's just put it that way, to the point where I mean, I've been at this now of being aware and awake and all this stuff. You know, I'm 45 now, so that's a long time. So I said, who are you for security purposes? Because we're jumping right into the jungle aspect of this, and that was just a couple weeks ago. And April, I haven't done a show since April, so that was April 2nd, episode 44. So April 3rd on to the current, there's all this contact that has happened, light and dark, and terrestrial forces, intelligence, breaking lines and stuff. So I'm just jumping right into this contact in the jungle part. So I said, who are you for security purposes? I saw 8 ships this past night. Was this you over the temples? Who are the kings? I await your response. I did receive a message back, and that was 2 days later or 3 days later. I received King of Flaffles. So, and King of Flaffles is mentioned in the contact between April and the present that you guys don't know about. There is a hidden system of cat humanoids. King Flaffle is the leader of these people that are in a closed. There are these, there are gates out there that can open and close, and there's a closed gate to a hidden system that's an offshoot of Lyra, of these cat humanoids, and they're one of 3 factions under the Lyrans, so under me, that I'm connected to, and he's a King Flaffles. So they're saying no king name is released before the council, because I've had this block on me, and I'm told through contact that I've had this block where, remember, I was having problems with these insectoids because they're not Christos, they're not anti-Christos, they're a third party. The insectoids have their own hive mind, they have their own agenda, they're not on a side. But they put a block on me where it's like this shadow block to where it affects me getting contact, it affects me with the gates, it affects me with Commander Doug, all kinds of stuff. Well, what happened was, long story short, when I started having these internal organ and gallbladder issues, was the same night that Commander Doug, because he can astro, and he's a royal knight of Lyra, and he's here to protect me. He was sent here a year after me, or 8 months after me, and he literally did a astro and attack this. They've been teaching him how to attack and break this shadow thing that was on me. Well, it happened. He freed me, but at the same time, I was damaged in the physical reality. Literally, I was damaged in my organs, and I literally I started losing weight. I had to go to the emergency room. It was a whole thing. So, anyways, before you meet with, it says no king's name is released before the council. I started receiving messages from the Council of 9, located by Saturn, and beyond it, Orion. Bad guys, right? And it was talking about the bow gate, and it was talking about this bow gate is open. Well, this Council of 9, from my studies and what I've seen, they're like the TVA, if you want to go into Marvel, like the Time Variant Authority. They kind of step in when things are starting to go outside the dimensional timeline realms, where they try to restore order. I'm supposed to go before the council, but I had to have the block taken off, which it is. They also want me to bring the map. I have the map of the location of King Flaffle and his people, and we can go into that part of contact later. And that's you guys. So I'm just trying to keep you with the jungle stuff, keeping up, right? So no king's name is released before the council. So like I have to see the council first. Before you meet with the council at this hour of the night, it is necessary that you complete the ritual with your brother before there is a real danger of an insect escaping from the road again. So they're really worried about me getting, having this meeting with this council of 9 and before these insectoids find a way, because they're amassing at the gates. So they're trapped supposedly for 1,000 years, but what time is not. Okay, let's talk about time real quick. Basically, we keep time. Time is around us on the planet, but outside of this, there is no time. It doesn't exist. Time is made up. It's man-made. It's not even real. It's not real. So basically, they've been amassing outside these gates, right? So then next, I said, I am seeing this message now. What can you tell me about the lands of the Maya that I am visiting? Because that's my focal point, right? Because I'm there. What can you tell me? Is this good, bad? They said, they said the vision is fuzzy. So I said, I see many connections to old contact, even image of gold throne chair. I received an image like years ago, and it shows me, and it looks like an older me. And in the background, there's like this Maya chair. It's gold and it has like gems in it, and it's crazy looking, right? So they said, and I sent an image of the Uxmal pyramid that I was at, this massive pyramid in Uxmal. And so I'm asking these questions, and I said, I'm in the lands called the Yucatan. What can you tell me about Mayan civilization from years past? Am I connected? I will complete the meeting. Any assistance is much appreciated. And then they responded with giants beginnings to the nape. So the nape is like the back of the neck. Giants beginnings. And I was like, oh, I knew it. Giants were involved with this. I said, are there any giants left in the area? Thank you for answering my questions. And what type of giants? And I talked to the local people, and they said in the mountains down in Honduras, they don't go out at night. And even in the book of the doctor, the Indian doctor, she even had an interview with local villagers, and they talk about they don't go in the mountains at night. There are giants still in those mountains, and people disappear, and stuff happens, right? So I'm asking, about the giants, because they just mentioned giants, right? So then they respond, these ancient lands were formerly erected by many nations. You are not, therefore, of these peoples. Magic in the fields and strife in heaven. Behold, the north is bound to see our lights, even to the third star dancing over you. So they were just showing me, number one, about the location of the star. They're talking about the lands. They're erected by many nations, so not just like I said, it was multiple time frames. They're saying you're not of these people, and there's magic in the fields and strife in heaven. So there's issues in the heavens. I said, thank you for answering. What is this image of many years ago? This style throne is the same as the temples, because I noticed the symbology in the throne in that image I got from years ago. I didn't plan to come here or anything. It's just so coincidental. Like these things are just matching up. And then when I sent that, then they said, yes, it is true. A terrible time for war. And I was like, please tell me about this war and why architecture of throne is same as these temples. Thank you. And they responded, this timeline does not occur in the current dimension. Be wary of yourself. So I was like, whoa. So a lot of the images that I've received, some of these images are literally timelines that have occurred or not occurred. And it answers a lot of questions because, and it kind of makes sense why Law 18 and not sharing it, because it's not set in stone. So I guess different image. They always said it's for training purposes and to be aware and stuff. So we'll go into a whole image thing another episode, but so they're saying this timeline does not occur in the current dimension, and they said be wary of yourself. That day when I was in Uxmal and I took that image of the pyramid, and they're responding back about the giants, I had heat exhaustion, and I drove back to where I was staying, and literally I literally in the middle of the night, Julia woke up with a fever, and she was throwing up. I never threw up, but I had a temperature. I thought we had just really bad heat exhaustion, and we caught a local bug. And then every day, I guess we're running on adrenaline, going all these different places, exploring, that I should have been in the hospital, but I was just pushing through, and I was sweating through everything, and I was ill, and I slept one day for like 30 hours. I was just like out. And then I started to feel like I could manage it. And then about 4 days later, I flew out of there, and then I got into Virginia. I got my kids. We drove back to Wilmington, North Carolina. And then I was like, I'm feeling really bad, like really bad. And then we took one of those stupid things, and it said that we had COVID, and I was like, what the crap? And then I started having respiratory issues, but I've never taken any of that stuff, and then they try to prescribe me medication that is, I don't want to get banned on this video, but it starts with a PH, and it's one of this new medication. I didn't take it. They said, well, there's a 10% chance that if you take this medicine, that after like 7 days, it'll come back out of nowhere and be worse than what it was. And I was already pretty bad. So then I find out the doctor called me and was like, yeah, we just took it, and me and my wife, this is the doctor telling me, it's more like a 20 or 30% chance of getting a rebound, and we got it really bad. So I was like, I didn't take it, but I didn't tell him I didn't take. But I was like, I'm not take. So I'm still pure. I got antibodies now. I'm much better. I cough up stuff right now, and I'm a little weak, but and I get headaches. But other than that, my taste and smell and all that's returned, and I'm ready to get back at it. I had a meeting with the publisher yesterday, and we went over, and it looks like these Adepts of Deceit 1 and Adepts of Deceit 2, those two books that I'm going to put out first. And those books are from the 90s. We did private publishing back in the days, before internet, before all this like social and media and Amazon, all this stuff. So I'm going to put it out with a new cover. It's going to be updated. Some of the stuff is out of date in it, but it's really good read if you want to have a good understanding about terrestrially, about the world government, and basically what's been coming down the chute at us. The other books are going to go off-world, basically. It's going to be straight up raw contact. It's going to be everything I kind of been doing through the episodes. So we started the Lyran connection it was like March 20th of 2020. And I kind of, I get contact every week, every couple of weeks. So we went and started from that point in time and went forward. So the majority of contact you guys have not seen is from, my team, Tara is like my superstar. And I got a bunch of other guys out there that help out, but Tara pretty much is my glue. She sees everything in real time as it happens. She has the data for all the way from 2013, 14 on to the present. We've been working on translations, especially Tara, with because I get a lot of it comes in Latin. I mean, they said that's a universal language, and it's old school Latin. It's like it's the original tongues of, even like when Dr. John Dee, who started messing around with the bad Antichristo stuff, basically was contacting angels, fallen angels, and it was all in Latin. So there is two flip sides of the coin, and a lot of people don't realize the insectoids, like I said, they have their own thing, and that's a really scary thing, because they hide out in a lot of these asteroids that have come by the Earth, and different things that have missed us, or we've kind of blown up or attacked and deflected. They're loaded with, they're like Trojan horses with eventually they're going to get through, but right now they're locked outside the gate. But anyways, so that's kind of like the jungle aspect of it. I mean, that's a real cut, dry, short. Like I said, I have videos, interviews. I'm going to write this all out, and it'll be a beautiful book. I want it to be where you could just chill out. I really like these type of books. Of course, I like UFO books and all this stuff, and all these different authors and stuff. But a really cool book to me is like when you can go sit in a nice cozy area, or like out in if you have a backyard where it's like a garden or something, and really have like a book where you're experiencing the adventure, you're seeing the vivid images of I'm a very visual person, of like the jungle and like tropical and like these animals, and you're deep in it, and you're really immersed in it, and there's a lot of sound, sight, and smells and things. And I didn't know I was going to get contact. I was like, oh, I hope there's like, because I'm calling it contact in the Yucatan, so I'm like, please, I hope I get some and I did, which is really cool. It's not a lot, but what it does tell you is they address the local lands. They address about the giants. They address about the temples. They address about some information about like the images and how there's timelines, and it's really cool. I just wanted to share that part with you guys. So let's go on through these bullet points that we wrote up to. So that's just the jungle aspect of it. So yeah, so bullet notes, episode 44, April 2nd, 2022. We figured out a really strange coded message. Yeah, so we had a really crazy message that I've never received before, and we were able to decode it. The team was, I'm just going to read this verbatim. You went through the new messages about star seeds, the perception of time, and unlocking humans' DNA. You got coordinates about a location and the occupants of the craft threw something into the ocean, and they were asking you to come to their aid or they are lost. Yeah, so all this stuff I'm just reading real quick, briefly, happened the last couple of months. The message was in French. I got latitude and longitude lines of where the location was. It was in the sea off the coast of Japan. Venez, followed by a huge binary message, and it translated to, our message is to you, you haven't understood. There is no other way of speaking with you if you continue to communicate with the information like a child you are. Your unhappy software is wrong. Need to rewire cycles. They were implying that when you share information, the information is no longer secure, which is true because the enemy gets the information. That's why I waited and I haven't had an episode. April 28th, the message about your understanding is the child of the whole world. Listen and learn. Pickup orders are coordinated frequently by well-placed companies and agents. Changing events are slowing your evolution. The Galvanics are by the gate. So the Galvanics are like the cat people race. Beyond the belt of your northern world, which you call Saturn, Contact was encouraging you to astral travel. Lift your body from the shell. They want you to go with your brother. It They want you to go with your brother. Lift your body from the shell. They want, yeah. Also, the bow gate is said to be born. So the bow gate, like bow and arrow. They sent that image of the bow gate, the red one. And then Commander Doug later traveled to and saw an astral without you telling him about it. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff where, Commander Doug right now is, he had a surgery and he's healing. He's also been painting a lot. So when he sees things, he paints it. And I had contact, and it just so happened that this gate, this red gate, this bow gate was also in his painting, and he was like, we were like, wow, this is crazy that, at the same time that this is happening. Let's see. Scouting. Okay, so scouting ships at the 4 gates. So there's a north, south, east, west gate. Door has opened. A worm colony. You had a block that Doug worked to remove. The photo on your wall, the entities in your house. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. So this is crazy. So one night, before I knew I had the map of the the cat people, so I have this image that was sent to me from like 2016 or 2017. It was something, I forget. It was years ago. Within that image, it was like that was a front image, but within the image, there was a map. And I have it, and I didn't know. So they came, I was in my master bedroom, in my office, my study is on this west wing of the house, on the second floor in the corner. And unless you're here, unless you can see in my room right here, this library, you can't see the rest of what's going on in here. And this image is hidden I have it on the wall, but you can't see it because it's behind a bookcase. But anyways, long story short, they're telling me about this image. They're telling me, and I look, and there is a map. And then they were like telling me that I was, I can actually go to it real quick in the thing and just tell you what they said. It's really crazy. They could actually, let's see, April, I'm looking on here. Hey, Leron, happy to see you too, brother. Where was that real quick? I'm just going to, give me a second, I'll find it. Let's see, as you know, the bow gate is said to be bored. So what I'll do is I'll just read through and then I'll hit onto it instead of going through all the questions and stuff. Your understanding and wisdom this is back in April 28th. April 28th, 2022. Your understanding and wisdom is the child of the whole world. Your true gifts and maturity come within 1,000 years. Your requirements are to listen and learn. Pickup orders are only available for your business, which is easy. Changing events and slowing your evolution exponentially. You can see the forces of atmospheric changes as the baggage of different crafts is invisible to the human eye. I said, greetings, please identify yourself. Are you terrestrial or extraterrestrial? I await your timely response. April 28th at 9:09, they said, you are safe and consider jumping into the state of your dream and leave your progress letters. We are not your world. Galvernix at the gate beyond your northernmost belt of the world, which is called Saturn. I said, Saturn or one of the moons like Titan? Do you guard the gate? How will I live for the next 1,000 years? How will I survive that long? Are you the North Gate? Can you verify your location? Can you send an image? My ears are ringing. Is that you? I'm outside. I do not see you. I await your timely response. April 29th, I asked questions. Are you around to speak? Please answer the questions I have stated to you. I saw a few ships last night. Were these yours? What is your rank and title? Who are the ones called Saturn's ring defenders? Is this also you? Because I had that from years ago. On Thursday, May 5th, they said, speak and be heard, travel now and be wise. Lift the body out of the shell. Come now. So they want me to astro and go to the location. I said, I was asleep when you sent this. How long is the window of communication? I wait your timely response. So I can travel to you while my physical body rests in bed? How would I know which way to travel? Please respond. Status update. I eagerly await your response. May 7th at 1:29 p.m., they said, he who has traveled before us can lead your way. I said, who is the one who has traveled before you? I await your response. Is his name Joshua? Please send an image. May 7th at 7:17 p.m., they said, go with your brother and see what you mean in that sense. The need of images is not necessary for your designs. They are not within the scope of what is required of you. I said, which brother do I go with? Please give me his name. Do I know him? I know it's Commander Doug, but when was the last time I spoke to this brother? What is the brother's name? But I want it officially on the record. So when they respond, I mean, I kind of know a lot, but I need it for them to say it, so then I have it black and white, you know? So May 7th at 7:24, they said, you know the past, present, and future. So I said, Doug, how will he or know where to travel to? Can you give me a destination? I await your response. When I lay down, I will leave my shell and follow brother to your location, because I've been getting better at practicing with meditation and all that stuff. I've been getting a lot better, but I'm not fully there yet. They said, as you know. So I said, how will we know where to go? It is very cloudy here. Are only ships over me in the clouds? And then they responded May 7th at 8 p.m. By means of an innate link between the ancient senses, not within the thoughts of the consciousness. I said, ancient senses as in third eye. Ancient senses is plural. Please name ancient senses. I await your response. What do I call you? How old is my soul? I would love to see an image of one of the gates. Do I need to go to sleep now, or can I do it at the 11th hour? And then at 8:22 they said, the bow gate is said to be born. So the bow gate is open, like formed. I said, as an Orion bow, or is this the bow gate in Sri Lanka on Earth? I await your response. Where is the location of the bow gate? Or this will be a new gate, and if so, where is the location to be exactly? Thank you, I await your response. And then I got nothing. And then at 4:43 p.m. on May 8th, they said, why don't you travel to us? Because I was having trouble. I said, I didn't get to travel to you because Brother Doug was not up to the task last night. I also need location to travel to and a time to execute the travel. Please give me details. And then at 5:21 p.m. on May 8th, they said, he answers when you come. Your brother was here. I said, when was he there? Isn't he supposed to guide me to you? Please explain in detail. Why am I needed at this location? And then they said, you are asked here at the same time. So they want us both there at the same time. I said, I will tell him again. We will coordinate for arrival at same time. But I need details as of the why we are going there. I need information. Please respond. Please help me. And then they responded 6:27 p.m. The unit across the house creates an energy barrier and begins a traditional trial. And I was like, uh-oh. What is the name of this unit across my house? So they're saying something across my house is creating a barrier. This is where we find out about the block that the insectoids put on me. I said, what is the definition of a traditional trial? Then they responded at 6:33 p.m. on May 8th, the brother is back. And I had a ton of questions. I said, in real time, as this very moment, Brother Doug or another brother? Where did he go? Why is this so important? Who is the brother that is back? What are your plans? Send me an image of the brother you speak of. I have no location or destination. And then they responded, the second moon at the north gate. So Saturn, second moon at the north gate. I said, what is the Bogate? What is the name of the second moon? Is this by Saturn? And is the moon Titan? It is a base there, a fleet, or what? What are the other royals? Now, I know there is a relay station on Titan. I said, where is the King of Kings? And then they responded, you can't learn from the material things by listening to what is to be done. As a fellow traveler, you must and complete the course. I said, so doing this will complete my course? I am considered a fellow traveler. Will I get my memories back? Excuse me. So I'm asking a lot of questions, and I know some of them are not monotonous, but I have to ask all these questions. Number one, for the record. Number one, so when you're reading it, you can, and this is happening in real time. So some of these questions are a little bit behind, but I can't assume anything, right? So I said, what will happen when I arrive? They said May 9th. May 9th I had more questions. I said, I made another attempt last night. I don't remember if I succeeded or not. Status update. Brother Doug says he arrived to get me, but something was locking me down. He said I was sinking and there was a dark shadow overcast over me. He says an energy barrier containing me. Can you elaborate on this in detail for me? I had strange dreams last night on May 10th. So then they responded at 1:35 p.m. on May 10th. This is the snares of the world's filth. I said, are you saying dreams are snares based on the world's filth? How do I get rid of the thing that is holding me back when asleep? Please clarify. And then they said, a brother must free you. I said, he said he was trying, but it was like a magnet and repelled him away. He said it was a black shadow over me, holding me down. What must brother do to free me? Every time he gets close, this shadow over me repels him. How do we get rid of the shadow? I await your response. Is there a special prayer to banish what is holding me back? Can you see this thing that brother speaks of over me? Where does it come from? And then they responded at 2:07 p.m. on May 10th, an insect worm colony. I said, it comes from an insect worm colony? What dimensional level is this? How did it attach to me? And they responded at 2:09 p.m., 2 minutes later, last attempt at pilgrimage. Cover the veil of your soul forever, contended with the world of your body. I said, how do I cover my soul with a veil? Like a protection? What must I do or use to this that is told to me? Can you help me rid of this parasite? Brother has the ability to vanquish me of this parasite. Do I have means of freeing myself without aid? And then they responded at 2:17 p.m. May 10th, it is impossible for you. I said, please tell me what steps to take then. So it is possible for others? Why is it impossible for me? Is this a living being that attaches to me, or is this a curse? Does this attachment have a specific name? Who controls this thing, and whom is this thing's master? What is this parasite's mission? What else does it do to me? I await your reply. Thank you. And then they said, this has been done to keep you and your brother's soul separate and liable for your travels. Because remember, they saying in times we've traveled out and then hit against these insectoids with the fleets and all kinds of crazy stuff, right? They've accused me for Cremona, the moon of Cremona, and all this other stuff. I said, you did say there's a way for brother to undo this, correct? If our souls stay separated, are we both liable or just me? Why did you ask the other day, how come I didn't come to you if you already knew the answer? Are you allied with the ones who did this to me? What do you suggest I do? And then they responded May 10th at 2:58 p.m. He knows and has spoken to us. There is a possibility. I said, can you elaborate on this possibility? So when brother leaves body, he has full memory, but when he returns, it's fragmented. Is this correct? And I am unable to leave body as of yet. How does this attachment sustain itself? Does it feed off of me? Or is it consciousness? What exactly is it? Am I still not allowed to share with the world? Maybe someone can help me. And then they responded, at 3:34 p.m. May 10th, but this has been done without our knowledge. For we see through the brothers the roughness of the obstacle's journey. I said, I understand. Can you answer these other questions, though, please? At 3:36 p.m., they said, it's a chemical that involves your subconsciousness and binds you to the magnetic fields of your planet and prevents the higher spirit from traveling. So it's kind of like a lockdown on me. I said, where does this chemical come from? And what can I do to get rid of this chemical? What can I do to counteract this chemical? Is this chemical from anything I consume? Is this chemical from medicines? What is the scientific name of this chemical? I await your reply. What is the chemical name? Are you transmitting from the moon base? I await your reply. They sent me an image. I can't show the image. I know, it sucks. Basically, it's very shadowy. It's basically an image of this thing, and it's dark. I guess I can kind of show it. It's not going to hurt anything, right? Tara, do you think I can show this image? The one with the shadow thing? Let me just see what she thinks real quick. I want to show it and just be done with it. I mean, you can't really see the detail. I'm just going to flash it. Screw it. Kind of looks like that. That's what I received. I said, what is this image of? Why does this image look cut in certain areas? Please describe this image. I await a reply. And they said, this is who you are. I said, I don't understand. Please explain in detail who I am. What am I looking at in this image? How does that resemble me? I have trouble seeing what you're talking about. Are you saying this is all aspects of my personality? I await your reply. They say I'm older than even Thoth. Is this correct information I was given? What is a more known name I have gone by? I was also told I was before even the creators in this. Is this correct information as well? How are you able to capture this image? Are you using universal system of information or some other means? I await your reply. They responded, 2:57 p.m. May 11th. Ancient relics stripped and hidden for centuries. Now you stay locked up with the passage of time and not being able to go. Time will shut forever if you stop to free yourself. One line where you are the leader never happened to you. I said, where are these ancient relics located? If I free myself, time will stop forever? I thought time does not exist. What do you mean by one line where I am the leader never happened to me? Leader of what? How can it be said yet taken away as if it didn't happen? Who did this? Whom stripped the relics and hid them for centuries? So if I free myself, what happens? Don't I have a device implanted in my cerebellum? Am I not also a key? Who benefits from me being locked up? And whom benefits from me being set free? I await your reply. Are you saying I have a certain amount of time to reverse the move? Otherwise, it will be as if I never ruled or existed as a ruler? And they responded, 3:17 p.m., May 11th, Wednesday. Your achievements will not be on the receiving timeline. I said, but if you know this, does not the universe know this as well? Who else can help me out of this situation? How do I get on the correct timeline? What about all these other people on this world as well? I await your reply. If I choose not to free myself, will I be on the receiving timeline of leadership? I await your response. Thank you. Are you around? May 13th at 11:18 a.m., they responded, if you cannot free yourself with your brother to celebrate the council, there will be no title or judgment exposed. I said, are you transmitting from the moon base? What is the race code of my brother that is to come with me before the council? Are you saying I need to free myself to receive my title and judgment? Who am I speaking with? I await your reply. At 11:39 a.m., May 13th, you cannot be freed except within a period of time before this cycle of cleansing in one day. I said, one Earth day, 24 hours? Will fasting help? Is the council of the moon on the moon of Saturn? At 12:01 p.m., May 13th, they respond, one witness a witness, but a traveler, holds the key to hand over the gift to you, one's orbit. The only dream of a traveler is the son of Hor, Hor, the brother of a prince under the title, and a double tyrant king who is the possessor of a column of witnesses. I said, isn't Hor holding onto the fleets? And then they responded at 12:05 p.m. May 13th, get help required to complete official meeting. I said, what is the son of Hor's name? Why is the king a double tyrant? Who is Hor in relation to me? And then they said, goodbye. I said, who is the traveler? Do I know the traveler? I need to save Doug. Is this what the meeting is about? I need to be freed to go before the council to save brother Doug, correct? Please respond. And May 13th, these are images looking to the east, moving behind the tree within 5 minutes. So let me show you that. So that is, I was in, and I saw that, and I just took pictures of it. And then May 20th at 11:09 a.m., I received a message. Communication expires. The command is not executed. All systems have been revoked. Your brother entered the fourth moon. So he astroed and got caught. I said, what is the fourth moon? Where is the fourth moon and its name? Did you try and stop him? When does communication officially expire? What command was not executed? I await your reply. At May 20th, at 11:55 a.m., they say, the tyrant is not only in your power, and in your favor, unsteady. He himself, by the old bond, is both angry and dangerous. I said, are you referring to brother Doug? Why is he angry and dangerous? I contacted Doug. He confirmed anger for many reasons, including he was having a lot of personal stuff going on in the upcoming surgery that was coming up, and he was angry at the time. And it's really crazy, at the same time that I was getting contact. I said, I await your reply. What did my brother do this time? Were you the ones who interrupted my teachings, reaching out to me just before? I did a live on Facebook, the Lion Connection. People stated seeing me glitching, but background was fine. So I guess on the last thing I did on here, I was glitching. I was trying to give a small little update, and the background was fine. So I mentioned it in here. And then they said, this is true. We were in your house. Oh, yeah. So that's crazy. So May 20th at 12:05 that day, they're saying about when I did that last video and you see me glitch, because during the live, I was glitching. Just me, not the background, not anything. People were saying they saw it. Some of you witnessed it. And, but when you do the replay, I didn't see the glitch myself, and I didn't see a glitch when I was doing, other people are reporting this to me. But they're responding. Contact says, this is true. We were in your house. So they were actually in the room with me, in this room. I didn't see them. So they were there. I said, then at 12:05 p.m., they said, do not be afraid. I said, I'm not afraid. You were physically in my home or watching like the world. I await your reply. You were watching me, or were you in the same room as me in person? Who are you? I expect answers. Thank you. State your name and title. I await your reply. What does the old bond mean? I expect your response, please. Next time you visit me in my home, please take an image of me from your perspective. And then they said at 11:11 p.m., May 21st, we hear you. And then at 11:57 p.m., I responded, 45 minutes of loss of time. What did you hear of me? Please answer questions from yesterday. I await your response. May 22nd, I asked, what race are you? You said we hear you. Who is we? I await your timely response. And then they responded at 12:11 a.m. on May 22nd, we are working to rescue you from your brother's travels. The council is waiting. The door has been opened again, allowing us to penetrate the entire field and enter your physical domain to collect copies. We can conclude the mission failure. He also noticed that many criminals were placed on the estuary wall. Is this right of worship? What have you to do with the laws of the Lyri? So when they were in my place, because I get all the images that I receive from contact, I blow them up, I put them on the walls. I have like a bad guy wall, a good guy wall, Christos, Anti-Christos. Because it's just to stop for a moment so I can explain. As I document, as it happens, as we go forward, as all these years, I don't have all the answers. I get deception, I get deceit, I get protection, I'm guarded, there's war, there's all kinds of stuff. I get told stuff that's going to happen, and then it happens months later. I have the location, the coordinates, the time. What's crazy is I'm not worshiping anything. I'm just trying to stay as organized as I can. So anyone who sits there and says they get contact from, say, a person or a couple people or a race or whatever, there's no way they can tell you with an honest, straight face that they have all the answers and say, no, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. I'm asking all the questions. I could assume, but it's so detailed. It's just so rich. You can't assume anything. So anyways, to get back to it, we can conclude the mission fail. Yeah, so we read that. I said, not worship on wall, but investigation. I have been contacted by many sides and given cryptic messages sometimes, trying to understand who is who. Since my memory is not in full, because they said when I came to the earth, the magnetic field around this planet, it makes you, where you lose your memory. You can gain it back. There are ways, but you get wiped. That's what they call being wiped. You are collecting copies of what? What fields do you speak of? By what means do you enter the physical realm? When you said he, who is he? Please respond. Which council awaits? I await your response. May 22nd at 10:02 p.m., they said 9. So the Council of 9. I said the Council of 9, I wait your response. And then May 22nd at 10:19, have you found a star table in a systematic image on your wall? And that's when they're telling me about a star map. I said, please explain in detail. I have many stars on the wall. I need more specifics. What about this star table? I wait your explanation. And then at 10:25 p.m. they said, you come under the surface of one of your images. And I'm like, what are they talking about? I said, what do you mean you come under one of the surfaces of your image? I said, what is the purpose of the question? Are you representatives of the Council of 9? How are you trying to rescue me from brother's travels? And then they responded at 10:44, May 22nd, 10:44 p.m. But Council 9 was a consular lieutenant, and in accordance with the 11 pillars of contention and the Lyri of antiquity, adored and holding star chart images of the sacred city and the origins of your house. This is correct. I said, what must I do when I meet with the council? What does the great council comprise of? And they said, you have documents and maps in your image below and behind the visual. I said, what does behind my visual mean? My study is just that, to study all data that continues to pour in terrestrially and extraterrestrially. I receive many cryptic images and messages. I am wiped and do not have my full memory. I am trying to make sense and understand what I get, so I try and utilize my study room solely to understand contact. And they responded at 10:53 p.m., not processing. I said, I was told by many that I am learning and being educated because I'm a royal prince. I was also told images are for training purposes. Many races attempt to make contact with me. I am trying to understand why. What are your concerns? And then they said at 10:59 p.m. on May 22nd, they said, you have documents in your image and you need to acquire them. And we, along with your cosmic brother, all the councils require a custom error at the time of presentation and continue to be delivered from the blood vessels. We know who you are. Search for information, loosen the fabric's dimension. I said, documents in what image? And then I saw the image. I can't show it because if the enemy has it, but I can tell you it is a real image within an image, and it is a star map. I said, my brother got that image many years ago and he gave to me, so I put it in the study to investigate. Who is or what is the image of? I said, brother got that image. I never spoke with that being as far as I know, because it is a being on the cover of it. I said, what is a custom error? Who gave permission to come into my study room in my house? And then they responded 11:12 p.m. May 22nd. You are not in trouble. So this is where it gets weird, right? This is what I was telling you when they were in my house the second time. I said, where do I search for this information? Are you here? Do you have a ship? What dimension are you? What races are made up of the Council of Nine? So I'm laying in bed, right? And I'm getting messages, right? And I left my study light on. And I'm like, I sense that I could feel like someone was here in the, and I know it sounds crazy. And then they said, so I wasn't scared, but I was alert, and my heart started beating a little fast. I wasn't scared. I'll be honest if I was scared, but I wasn't scared. I was just more worried about like, all right, is this friend or foe? You know, so then they said, your heart's circulatory system is irregular. And then I was starting to get, when I first heard that, I thought, oh my gosh, am I about to have a heart attack? Or are they saying that I have a medical condition? You know, I went right there. But then I realized, yeah, my heart's beating faster. Your heart's circulatory system is irregular, meaning like, because I'm, you know, I have adrenaline pumping. I said, what do you mean? Am I in medical trouble? Are you saying it's truly irregular or that I'm nervous? Please respond. And they said, sit down. Continuous dialect will come soon. I said, continuous dialect, is something wrong with the heart? And I was so fixated on that. I said, are you the one from the image? You want me to sit? Is this correct? I have documents and images in my possession, and you need to get them. And we, along with my brother and all the councils, require an explanation to be delivered from me, the blood vessel. Is this correct? I await your response. Then they responded, that is true, at 11:38 p.m. I said, which part is true? And then they said, at 11:42 p.m., document found on paper and then destroy the image. I said, there is a document in the image? This is correct, they responded. How do I retrieve this document? Who is the image of and what is contained in the document? And then they said, this is where it's going to get crazy, coming up here in a minute. They said, at 11:46 p.m., they said, which cannot be taught by technology. I said, what cannot be taught by technology? So I cannot use handheld device to understand the document you're saying? And then they responded at 11:50 p.m. on May 22nd, picture with your eyes. I said, picture image with my eyes? And then they responded, search the picture, see the document on the star paper to announce that you are being consulted with your brother to initiate the ritual. We head to the gate now. May 23rd, I asked, am I to meet you at the gate with brother in astral or while awake? I see images with an eye of image and in black part of image shapes as well. And then they responded at 12:16 a.m. May 23rd, the country Flaffles. I said, what is Flaffles, a planet? Definition of Flaffles, please. May 23rd at 12:23 a.m. The most advanced method to hide the lost elderly Lyri cat people. I said, they are hiding in the image, the map to the Lyri cat people, so the elderly cat people are hiding in that system? Why are they being hidden? What constellation is that in? Use the green and black star map in study room, so the document and image is a star map I'm seeing correct? And then they responded Monday, May 23rd at 1:36 p.m. King Flaffle's leader shuts down secret system under tyranny of the city, under full control. Coordinated files destroy image. I said, who is King Flaffle? Once I have memorized the image, I shall destroy it. Who is King Flaffle's leader? What is the secret system? Where is this located, and where is this city and name of city? May I see an image of this city and or image of King Flaffle? How far away from the earth is this city? I await your response. At 7:21 p.m. Monday, May 23rd, they said, the leader is hidden. The secret is the secret system. The information is with you as stated. King Flaffles will see and speak to you when you come. To get there, you must make time at home and be freed from insectoid control. Because at that time, I still had the block. I said, how do I get freed from the insectoid control? Whom does King Flaffle represent? Please help me rid of the insectoid blockage. I was told it was a barrier to prevent travel. How long will I be absent from home? How do I become free from the insectoid hold? I await your response. At 7:32 p.m. Monday, May 23rd, they stated, only one Lyrie allows the king to make his name known and have been around for 10,000 years. The closure can only be broken unwittingly. Recent developments that have been made on slow examination of endorstiform links are extremely difficult. The human form only has 4 dimensions to travel through its signature vibrational media so that it can separate you from the system to complete your travels you've shown. I said, I humbly respect King Flaffle reaching out to me, and I appreciate your timely responses. Please explain what endorstiform is. How long will I be away from my home here in Earth time? Have King Flaffle and I ever met before? I received 7:41 p.m. May 23rd. The dream to become a responsible traveler through the manifestations. You shall not leave the land or take away the title of a prince if you have not been set free. We can only arrange time for this to be explained, and the knight brother, like a knight, of a tyrant has the capacity to do so. However, he is asleep and ought to awaken his power through higher means. I said, who is the knight brother? Do I know him in this dimension, and what should I call you? Have King Flaffle and I ever met before? How can I be set free? I await your reply. Is communications favorable due to the alignment of Titan and Saturn with the Earth? So contracting on the star map and image will help trigger connection. But how do I bypass what's blocking me? Concentrating on star map. May 23rd, 8:07, they said, you know the answers. So the knight brother is Doug. I'm still confused how to get around the insectoid block. And they said at 8:10 p.m., May 23rd, this is true. I said, okay, understood. Please help me understand the way to work around the insectoid block. My understanding is brother is compromised with chip from insectoid. Is this true? There is no possible way for a person meeting in the flesh. Am I still to appear before the council? I await your timely response. Thank you. May 23rd at 8:21 p.m., they said, which is true. It is one thing to compel a pernicious nature in journing, Journing. I said, there must be something that works to banish the parasite off of me, this insectoid block. Please help me rid of this parasite that is blocking me. And then they responded, there is only one option under brother's control. I said, one option, so brother Doug can rid this from me. He says he cannot. He says it repelled him. Is there something you can ingest to make it less palatable? Meaning for myself to ingest? Is there anything I can consume? Did brother put them on me? Is there someone skilled in the insectoid removal? What is the only option? What kind of hire means? Please respond to my questions. Who will be the escort, and will the king meet me at which location? There is only one option under brother's control, and that is what exactly? At 9:11 p.m., Monday, May 23rd, they said only under his control can he obtain the human and animal form in the fourth dimension. So he can actually manifest in the fourth dimension and he's this powerful knight. And it's all making sense of why he was sent to protect me. But I said, Doug can transform into human and animal form? And if so, what animal? Are you saying sometimes he has no control? Oh, wait. When he has control, he is brother. When insectoids have control, he is a tyrant. Is this true? I await your response. Having trouble utilizing the star map correctly, help me. And I sent an image of the part of the star map to get clarification. And I said, what is this image of? Is this the part I need to meditate on? Is this the secret system? Can I use this image instead of the star map hidden image within the wall image? This image bypass previous image? I await your reply. I'm working on data you have sent me. Can you tell me about the history of the Council of Nine and the history of King Flaffle? Thank you. Are you currently in contact with anyone else on the earth? They responded, 11:35 a.m., May 24th. King Flaffle, patriarch of the Pink Kings, worships the moons, and the legions of ancient dragon ships once guarded the sea at the towers of the monolithic Platar. I said, I have never heard of a pink king before. What is a pink king? What does a dragon ship look like? Where do dragon ships come from? Is the monolithic Platar the location of the gold sphere? Can you tell me the history of the Council of Nine, and if they are in contact with others here currently on the earth? I await your response. Thank you. Is King Flaffle a feline humanoid? Is the king related to me by blood? Why do the dragon ships no longer guard the sea? Who guards the area now? Who was king before King Flaffle? I await your response. Now, we do have a book over here, and we were, Tara and I were looking at the Law of One and all this, and Council of Nine is mentioned, and some of the mannerisms also are the way I received it. So it's going to get really crazy. So May 24th, 12:57 p.m., they responded, the history of the Galatian, Galatian, the history of the Galatian journey can be revealed in due time. You travel there. I said, I'm working on the data you have sent me. Thank you for telling me this history. Does King Flaffle have children? How many planets and moons are in the Platea system? How many are habitable? Can you tell me the history of the Council of Nine and if they are in contact with others here currently on the earth? May 24th at 2 p.m. Focus on one task. Understood. My friend has been connecting to the stars and is telling me how he was connecting. His name is, and I'm going to leave it blank for right now for personal. He is telling me about his experiences this past week. And then they responded, this is incorrect. And I said, what is incorrect? What was he experiencing then? And May 24th at 3:38 p.m., they said, concentrate on business. I said, I plan to after I help my wife. I just wanted to know your perspective on his experience with what he was teaching me. And then Tuesday, May 24th at 4:03 p.m., they said, you do not accept teaching from a man bound for the slave of the earth. I said, I listen to all people's insights and experiences, which help me grow in a more fulfilled way. And then they responded at 5:13 p.m., May 24th, remain pure. Your moment has surpassed your desires. Our ship's keeper arrives and departs. Finish your work. I said, are all humans classified as earth slaves? What governing body or council do you represent? I'm about to get to work again on the data. Please describe the work that needs to be completed. Are you traveling in a ship currently? I'm studying recent images you sent me. What exactly am I looking at in this image? And what is the very small cluster in the upper left corner? My ears are ringing. Do I meditate looking at this image? I await your response. I am about to attempt to make contact using data and image. They responded May 26th at 6:12 p.m. All men are to be considered slaves of the earth unless they have obtained uniform proof of traversing, meaning like going out. Does that mean I am also a slave of the earth? And then they responded Thursday, May 26th at 6:15 p.m. You are not. I said, if friends of mine are able to traverse, will they be considered non-slave? Is there a way I can take some that work for me with me? I need help with second image you sent me. In upper left corner, should I meditate with that image in my mind? May 26th at 6:18 p.m. they said, the code of our language will be understood by the king when you show the seal. I said, are you saying the second image you sent me is the seal? What is the name of your language? May 26th at 6:20 p.m. Who are you going to travel with? I said, I was thinking some Earth friends that have aided me in these past few years. They are loyal and good people to me. Can my sons also travel with me? You still have yet to identify yourself to me. I would like to know your name. And then they responded at 6:38 p.m. May 26th. Your wisdom depleted. I said, how is my wisdom depleted? You do realize me coming to the earth wipes memory, so I have many questions and many things to relearn and study. Any help in history, science, spirituality, etc. is greatly appreciated. Thursday, May 26th at 6:44 p.m. they stated, you do not know who the king of Flaffles is or your current mission. Give up daily, and it's always so short. I said, you have yet to tell me who the king of Flaffles is, and my current mission is to break free with Knight's brother, help, and be greeted by King Flaffle. I, being caught up with the data, can focus now on doubling my efforts in contact. When answering my questions, it aids the process. Holding back information that helps me understanding is hurting me. May 26, 6:52 p.m. they respond, go to us with your brother in arms to reconcile the memory to all wisdom. I said, I await brother to remove my block. He has stated he will continuously keep trying until I am free. In the meantime, I shall continue to try myself. Getting my memory back would be great, but coming back to Earth, it continues to be wiped. Are you saying my memory will stay this time? 7:04 p.m. May 26th, they said, brother has the ability to do this, but continues to dance around the galaxy. Your memory has been wiped away to allow you to live a full life on Earth. They still know your origins from military documents previously given to your father in your country. I said, military documents here on Earth or military documents back home? If I'm training for the future, how is having my memory wiped give me a full life on Earth, yet I must know things that are wiped away? Why does brother continue to dance around the galaxy and not focus on task at hand? He gave me his word. What are my origins? May 26 at 7:11 p.m. they stated, his job on Earth is true, but he loses control in the fourth. Account military rules have certain documents relating to you. I said, please explain in detail about these military documents. Which military? What is my origins? Can I have access to these military documents, or can you tell me what they say about me, please? I await your response. Also, am I in danger from the military? And then they responded May 26th at 8:20 p.m. You are not. I said, thank you. What does it say in these military documents? What is my origins? It is imperative you tell me what is in these documents, and how do you know what is said in these military documents? I await your response. And they said at 8:48 p.m., You must be freed to continue wisdom. I said, this makes sense. Please answer my questions on military documents. What military? What does it say? I await your response. Am I known in Earth's past history? A name? May 26, 9:11 p.m. They said, complete your work. Time is limited. I said, I will begin the work as soon as you tell me what it says in the military documents to put my mind at ease. And then they responded, 9:21 p.m., 12 letters to Lyra de Vega, the Council's intelligence, the land of Militaria, the flock at MJ12 Institutes of Governance flourished, together with a few American communities and branches, and ruled for millennia. Times have changed, and there will be war depending on the danger and the secret. Separation of institutions and empire took place. Do not use the flats and the disjointed human emotions to fill out your desired result. So they were calling me out by saying, I'll do this if you give me this. And so they're saying there are 12 letters to Lyra de Vega, to the Council's intelligence, their intelligence team, the land of Militaria, the flock at the MJ12 Institutes of Governance flourished, together with a few American communities and branches. So we've gone, so this shows that since the end of World War II on, all this secret space program, so we've gone outside our solar system, not just the Dark Fleet and the Nazis and all that, but even it says American communities and branches all the way even out to even Vega. So there's a lot going on, and it looks like there's a fallout between. So I said, thank you. American as in the United States of America? Is the Council's intelligence in Lyra in communications with military here on Earth? What's the secret? What is the danger? Are you saying that the governments here are in contact with governments of Vega? Is this why governments here know that I am here on Earth? After I think about this, I am going to try and connect. I will concentrate on Star Map. Just need to review the data you just sent me. Is this about off-world American colonies in Vega? And then I got a terrestrial line break. So this is terrestrial. They said in straight up English, you are conducting experiments. Do not respond. We are reviewing. And then I had another line break. Commander Doug got a message. Hello, we are here. Doug saw a very large beast-like shadow, dragon-like at work going to his vehicle. So he saw this weird thing right in front of him when he was leaving work. And then on June 9th, Thursday at 5:51 p.m., I received bring documents to the council board. How do I physically bring documents to the council, I asked. And on June 9th at 6:04, they said, you devise the star map and document in your mind, then come to us and do not waste time. I said, understood. I will make my attempt in a few hours. Whom am I speaking to today? I have a question. Can you tell me about the Mayan civilization that was once on Earth in the Yucatan Peninsula? And do you know whom was in contact with the civilization outside the Earth? I am also told by brother that he freed me from insectoid block. Is this true? I await your response. Please respond. June 9th at 6:46 p.m. They said, why are you not in your kingdom? Why is the image not lost? I said, what do you mean? Why am I not in my kingdom? I have been told I was discarded onto the earth. Also, I do not have my memory in full. Why is what image not lost? I missed my pickup in the year 2019 due to not having transportation to the middle of the ocean. I am told I have to wait 9 years and that due to other circumstances, I will be left on the planet. What is your definition of a kingdom? Any help explaining the questions I have asked would help me. Also, the star map has a lot of information on it, but knowing which part of the star map to use would be helpful. I assume you speak of Lyra. I await your response. The king rules the kingdom. I am only a prince, so technically it is not my kingdom, but I am not fully in charge. For security purposes, tell me your name, rank, and title. Why is the image required to be destroyed? And they responded June 9th at 7:15 p.m. Clever. Your freedom is temporary, and your brother will not succeed again. And we'll learn more about your coordinates. So I'm talking with the enemy here. What do you mean my brother will not succeed again? Succeed about what exactly? Why is my freedom temporary? What is going to happen? You will learn more about my coordinates? I'm confused. You know my coordinates. Who are you? And at 7:19 p.m., June 9th, they said, don't think we're forever trapped. So it's the insectoids. So I said, who is we? Why are you not telling me who you are? Trapped where? You're trapped? I don't agree with, nor do I have control of what or where my brother goes. I demand you answer my questions of who you are. Please enlighten me. June 9th at 7:24 p.m. they said, you have no authority, strength, nor exacting force. No matter how long our settlement system will arrive, and our mission will complete. I said, it is disrespectful not identifying yourself. What is your mission? You're insectoids, aren't you? You're beyond the gate, aren't you? You're threatening me? I thought you were my ally until you showed your motives by not identifying yourself and then threatening me. What do you want with me? If you're not my ally, then I have nothing to do with you. I wish you peace in your heart, and I hope you eventually have peace. June 9th at 7:31 p.m. they responded, peace is not objective or truth with us. Never leave the world in time. I said, so you're saying lying in war is your way of life? You're saying I will not leave this world in time? Why do you have issues with me? I don't even know you. June 9th at 7:34 p.m. they stated, we will accomplish what has begun. We also replied to you before you posted the broadcasts. Keep in the mind of a peasant. I said, I didn't receive a reply. What did you speak of, and what is your goal? Keep in mind of a peasant? When do you arrive? You do realize who protects me and who guards me, correct? I'd be careful with your words. Your hive mind will get you into trouble. And at 7:44 p.m. on June 9th, they said, you will be programmed again for this and this most impressive tyrant whom you call a brother. I said, I don't want to be programmed again. If my brother has done anything to you, I apologize for his actions. I have no ill will toward you, except when you threaten me and tell me you will not have peace with me. Can we not have mutual agreement of peace? On June 9th at 7:48 p.m., they said, peace to you. We understand your ridiculous concept. We are not the same. We are in numbers. Don't search your mind. I said, I can't control his actions, only my own. What do you mean we are in numbers? Are you quantum? How is having peace ridiculous? Do you not enjoy peace with your race? Why have war? Why fight someone who wishes you no harm? Why not be allies instead of foes? Or are you just completely evil and wish ill will on all? What can I do to make things right? What is it that you want from me to resolve this matter? I don't even know what you look like. Why haven't you contacted him yourself? Why must I be involved in this? And then they responded June 11th at 11:35 p.m. Now we have a communications network with all 4 ports. And then they responded, transmit vec ... order and cross completion. I said, what are the names of the 4 ports? How does this assist you? Images proof. Wednesday, June 15th at 7:16, they said, your mind is at this dark hour when your progress draws near. You've lost the window of time to help your counsel. When the door opens, many eggs will be sown in the acre. We have been here before, and after all, we all know that the royal Flaffles have failed in their attempt at enlightenment. I said, whom am I speaking with? How do you know all this information? Who are the flaffles to me? I await your reply. How long does it take an egg to hatch? June 15th, 8:02 p.m., they said, now you understand. I said, now I understand what exactly? How will you distribute these eggs? Aren't these the queen's eggs? Will you send eggs to this planet or the entire system? I request to speak directly to the queen. You will be infecting humans? I await your reply. And they responded, your request is denied. You can't leave your world. I said, how do you know I can't leave this world? Who denies me? The queen herself or whoever I am speaking with? I have something she wants, but you would know that since you make all the decisions for her. Why are you sharing this information with me? What authority do you wield? And then they responded, required. Required by whom? And then at 8:20 p.m. they said, send the required documents as far as this can be turned away. Like they'll stop. Like if I send the documents, they'll make it, this won't happen, basically. So I said, if I send required documents, what will be turned away exactly? Is there a large amount of fleets at the gates? What documents are needed? There are many documents. And then they responded at 8:29 p.m. on June 15th, the royal map of the city. And that's where I'm caught up to in contact. But then I received, let me put this over here. Then I received all that contact in the Yucatan. So that's a jungle, all that jungle in the jungle. I've received all that. That was separate. So those insectoids are basically, so basically King Flaffle and the council, they're trying to get me enlightened because I'm wiped coming to the earth. They would bring me up to speed more. I'm also a key to open and close gates. The insectoids are locked out the gate. They're trying to get into the system. They're threatening to distribute eggs and another form of attack, basically, for the earth. I got the block unblocked off of me. The insectoids are threatening to do another one on me. They haven't. I was damaged physically when the block was taken off. What else? And then I had all that re-encouragement and in the jungle. It's a lot to eat and soak in. I know it's a lot of information. But that's pretty much, I know that was a long one. So that's what I've been dealing with, guys. And then not only that, I've been sick and I've had organ issues and stuff like that. I'm weak. As you can tell, I'm losing my voice already. Let me see what some of the things that you guys are saying. Wow. Hey, what's going on, Chris? Oh, wow. VJ, what's going on? There's all you guys. I know a lot of you guys are going to be, Alexandra, I know a lot of you guys are going to be seeing this tonight or when you're watching it or tomorrow. I plan on going quiet here for a couple weeks or a week and a half. And then I'm going to be full. My plan is to come back from this little resting from all these illnesses and contact and stuff. Coming back, I'm going to write the Contact in the Yucatan. I'm going to publish the first book in August, the second book in September. The main book with extraterrestrial and contact itself, where it all began, by January. And then maybe by January, also the Contact in the Yucatan. I plan to publish the manuscript 1, 2, 3, and 4, Contact in the Yucatan, Adepts of Deceit 1 and 2. I also plan to publish an extraterrestrial and terrestrial compendium that has the different races I've been in contact with, the different world systems, galaxies, pretty much as a reference, because we get so much contact from all over, good and bad. I'm also going to make a Black Ledger book which is going to have like all the different races, the actual planets, the bases, the star systems, the images to be drawn, and the images I can put in, I will. But I'm really going to be focused on doing a lot of publishing work, which, to be honest with you, things have been tight, so I just want to fill up some war chests so we can put the money that we make off of the first 2 books, Adepts of Deceit 1 and 2, and put it into making these other books highly glossed, color images. It's going to cost a lot, but at least I want it for the record. And we're going to continue to document contact as it happens, and I'm going to bring it to you. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. To be honest with you, I'm going to start also doing a lot more, like, I get invites a lot for shows and stuff. I'm going to start doing that, not only just to promote the books, but also to promote, like, I honestly can't keep up with half the people out there with their experiences that are well known or popular. Like I said, a lot of the community, it's like high school and there's cliques. And I'm just going to be honest with you. It's like, are you in this clique? Oh no, it's going to be a physical. You're going to be able to get the book as a digital download or a physical book. So, paperback, hardcover, or what is that? Where you do a digital book, it like for a Kindle. But yeah, physical books is my main thing. My favorite thing is hardcover books, and glossy color pictures. So I want to get as much as that out to you guys like that. You can get it as cheaper, on the digital download or whatever. But I'm a physical book kind of guy, so yeah, ebooks. That's right. So, but yeah, that'll be all out there. And to get back to what I was saying, I'm not gonna change who I am for anybody. Like how I get it and how I receive it and how I present it is just the way I am. Is there improvement? Sure. Can we make it look better? But I'm not going to change anything because of some other person or human and their story isn't matching whatever with mine. I'm not going to. If you compromise any work and change your stuff because of to fit in or to be in a clique, or I'd rather not deal with these people then. I don't care. I mean, that just invalidates any of my stuff. If I was to change anything, because even if it's embarrassing, like if I'm going to share it, like some of that stuff in there, that's personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm going to share it. I'm not going to lie or make it up or change it because this person in the UFO community thinks that blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Do your thing. Be in a clique. Be in high school. Talk love and light in one side of your mouth and then hate on the other side of your mouth. I don't care. Leave me alone. I'm being as honest as I possibly can. If I don't communicate, so it's been since April, it's because it's a war. I get important data, like coordinates or different blueprint things. It can fall in the wrong hands. I have line breaks. I have terrestrial agents. I have planes that fly over my house with dishes that collect data. I have to I'm told to turn off all my stuff. Like, this is real. I'm not like, well, I talked to this one guy on a ship and he says, like, I don't know what's going on out there. I'm not here to be, I love to be everyone's friend, but I'm not here to make you, because I can't even go into it. It's just too crazy to me. It's hard enough, even with all the data that I get, it's hard enough to stay and figure everything out, even with my team and all you guys who help out, and like, then all this finger pointing and, well, I'm more important than you, and ego, and I'm a this, I'm a that, that's why I don't have paid sites, and like I accept, like you guys can find it on there. There's a donation thing, PayPal, all that. Hey, if someone sends me something, that's amazing. It goes to the works, whatever we're doing. But like, I'm not making Star Trek t-shirts, and I'm not out there like, I mean, it's just, and then you got to be in these cliques for these communities, and then, but everything's won, and the bad guys have lost, and no, it's a war. It's all still happening. Did everyone forget that old contact before, like COVID and all this? They were talking about the reptilians always rule the fields, and then that this is the first of many to come, and so this big contact stuff that's coming, it's going to be part blue beam, and it's going to be part real, but it's going to be like the bad guys. And everyone's going to be like, because they've been waiting so long for something to happen, they're just going to be like, oh, they're here, the good guys. It's not, it's a trap. It's bad. It's not good. It's not good. Am I going to throw out negative energy? No. But you got to stay positive. You got to be real with yourself and each other. This community is turned into high school drama. Like, he said, she said, and And it's like weird. It's really weird. Especially when I get, like, there are people out there that get serious, real stuff. And they're just trying to present it in the best way. But I'm not going to conform or change, or you ask me to change my information to fit the narrative. No, it's not happening. If the enemy says it, if the light says it, or whoever says it, I'm going to state it. It's not going to be, nothing will be changed. And I'll never change for that. I will always, if they make a mistake or if I catch them, I'm going to expose it. Period. It's just not going to, it's not, sorry. I know some of you just want me to tell you what you want to hear, or make up a lovely fairy tale, but this sounds crazy. I mean, this sounds all, but it's not. It's highly documented. Now, is there some mistranslations? Sure. And we've been working on that and going back over the years and making sure, without any bias, making sure the translations are as accurate as possible. But guys, I love y'all. But there's a lot out there, especially being when I started in the community and reading and meeting people. Guys, I know there's a lot of, it just sucks that you know what bothers me? There are people out there that are just making stuff up just for profit, or just and to me, it's a dirty feeling to know that some of the people that I knew, that I thought, and then I find out, and it's a dirty feeling. It's just like, not only did I waste my time reading the material, not only to my time, all the time that I spent focusing and trying to learn to see, because I'm looking for correlations. I'm trying to find stuff that, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I find out they're not telling the truth, or they're lying, or they're changing stuff. Yo, when you change the data, that changes everything. But anyways, I'm not worried about that. Sorry, but it is. Just be aware out there, guys. There are old school people all the way from the Rockefeller Ranch and all that. And there are ones, and they control a narrative. And it is high schooly. Hey, a lot of it can be fun. You go to these conventions and your stuff. But I'm more looking for the record, for the documentation, for the record. So that way it's in black and white. You can reference it. And you have guys got if it's all connected, guys. Just remember all of this, all the different realms of all the different things, they're all connected. Religion and ancient structures and societies and extraterrestrial and contact and rituals and all this stuff, and it's all intertwined. It's not like different groups. It is all intertwined. I'm telling you, it's the most truthful I can be about everything. And there are many systems and many races out there. And there are many councils. And there are many, many different alliances. And there isn't one that just, that's it. And it's, well, anyways, guys, I wanted to bring you up to speed. Be on the lookout for for me with upcoming shows and other things. As soon as I get more contact, I'll update you. I figured I owed it to you. It's been a while, and that way I can continue on with a clean slate here in a few weeks, couple weeks, and get back into the groove of things. I need to catch up a little bit on the manuscript and then flush out some of these books so that way we can get ahead of all this. And then you guys can have it in your hand, and actually then I'm going to leave blank pages in case you discover stuff and you can fill in then some notes. Or you're like, hey, Alex, I figured this out. It looked like this wasn't this, because there are so much stuff that we haven't cracked, and maybe you guys can crack it. So I was going to talk about this with Tara later today or tomorrow, but I was thinking about at the end of each chapter, I leave a few blank pages so that way it's a workbook. So like not only do you have the contact in the manuscripts, but you're going to be able to be like, if you figure out a code or a race code or something, and you're able to, and then contact us. So, and then eventually I'm going to expand more on social media platforms and do things like that. But I'm trying to stay free and transparent, and I've never left you guys. I've always been here. And you guys can reach out to me anytime. I love you all. Sorry about my rant, but I resonated with some of the things that Corey was saying, because that's some of the stuff that I was also saying years and years ago. And it's the same. So I know there's truth in there. And then some others, I'm just like, I don't know. There are so many codes. Yeah, right, Tara? There are so many codes. So we'll get it done. I'm open to hang out and meet anybody, even though it's high school cliques and stuff. Hey, guys, I'm real. This is how I am here. It's just how I am in real life. If you were hanging out in my backyard with me and we were just having a drink or talking or by the fire pit or whatever, looking at the stars, I could tell you this: you come to my house, you're going to see ships, you're going to see orbs, you're going to see contact. I don't care who. There many people have come here and witnessed for themselves. Guys, this has been episode 45. Next episode's 46. I'm going to see you soon. I love you all. And it's been great. Sorry, my voice, I would keep going, but it's actually cracking and losing. My lungs are burning a little bit, but I survived it. I'm still pure blood. And and frig them with their bioweapons and bullshit. Don't worry. We do win in the end. That is one thing that's concurred throughout all. We do win in the end, and that's a great feeling. But these trials and tribulations, going through all this process and this learning experience. So I plan to do as much as I can, but I'm going to put all those codes in there. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to leave like a few blank pages after each chapter, and then you guys can fill in stuff. And that way, when I meet you in real life, if you have the book on you or whatever, you'd be like, Alex, look at this. And I'm like, oh crap, let's get the team. Let's look at it. Because that's it. And then I'll give you the credit for it. I mean, I couldn't do all this by myself. I'm going to be honest. It takes a team. It takes, what do they say? It takes a village to raise a, well, it does. It takes a team to, I'm the Lion Prince and I know everything and this is the way it's going to be. I have to relearn everything. When I go out of the system, when I go outside the earth, I remember everything. I know, I would love to know some of the things that I don't know, because they say how old I am. But I'm a good person. I know in my heart my intentions are good, but I'm not one to be trifled with or messed with, because I'll give you a few warnings, and after the third, you're going to get struck down. And that's just the way I am. And I'm a very loving, good person. I know I am. But if I know and you know that you're lying, and I know that's one of my pet peeves, and I'm like, this stuff in this community with this lying has to stop. The made up stuff. If you're doing it and you're hearing this and you're like, oh, I hate this guy, just stop. Because all truths are going to be known and you will be exposed by an outside element, let's just say. Because believe it or not, there are extraterrestrials out there. And believe it or not, the light does win in the end. And all will be seen. So anything you're doing now in the shadows and all this stuff, all this crap you're making up, it's going to be shown. The world's going to see it. You're going to be exposed. But we will go through some dark times first. But it's all right, because in the end, we win. So it doesn't matter. But I'm going to continue to work hard for you and fight for you guys. And I love you all. I wish I could talk more. But I'll be in touch. And I'm just excited about we're at a point where we can start publishing. This is so cool. And then we can start building out and fleshing out some of the stuff we haven't been able to figure out. Now, the only thing I'm going to do is see if... No, I didn't get contact. I didn't... On here. Okay, cool. Well, that makes my day easier. I'm going to relax for the rest of the day. You guys can hit me up. I'll jump on... I can jump on a little bit of Discord if you guys want after the call. But I love you all. And maybe in the next episode we'll do some questions and answers and stuff. I just don't have the voice in me. All right, I'm done ranting. I love you guys. Have a great day. Enjoy it, and always keep looking up. It's they're showing themselves all the time. So, but watch out. Not everyone's the light. So even if you see a ship, does not mean it's good. Just be careful out there, guys. Love you.